How the elite weaponize what you call insomnia. Here's what nobody tells you about the most powerful people walking this planet. They don't sleep like you do. Not because they can't, but because they've discovered something terrifying. Sleep is the great equalizer. 8 hours unconscious is 8 hours everyone else gets to catch up. And the truly ruthless? They refuse to give anyone that advantage. Benjamin Franklin operated on minimal sleep, spending his nights experimenting, writing, strategizing. While colonial America slept, he was literally capturing lightning. That wasn't insomnia. That was calculated domination of time itself. The man who controls the night controls tomorrow before it even arrives. There's a dark pattern here that most people miss completely. Power Law 28 states, enter action with boldness. But how do you stay bold when you're exhausted like everyone else? You don't. The secret is you stop being exhausted like everyone else. You rewire. You adapt. You become something different. Here's the conspiracy they don't want you connecting. Major pharmaceutical companies profit billions from sleep aids. They've convinced entire populations that 8 hours is sacred, that anything less is disorder. But dig into the sleep patterns of Fortune 500 CEOs, and you'll find something disturbing. Many operate on 5 hours or less. They're not sick, they're optimized. Martha Stewart built an empire running on 4 hours of sleep. While competitors dreamed, she executed. That's not superhuman. That's strategic resource allocation. Sleep is a resource, and she decided other people could afford to spend more of it than her. Brutal? Absolutely. Effective? The billion-dollar brand speaks for itself. Your practical action starts now. Tonight, when sleeplessness hits, don't reach for your phone to scroll mindlessly. Instead, grab paper and map out the next major move in your life. Real strategy doesn't happen in comfortable, well-rested states. It happens when your mind is raw, unfiltered, and desperate for meaning in the darkness. Drop the word activated in the comments if you're starting to see your sleepless nights differently. Tell me, what's the most powerful realization you've ever had at 3 in the morning? Smash that like button. If this is rewiring how you think about your own patterns, subscribe, because what's coming next reveals the biological truth they've been hiding. Why your racing mind at night is actually advanced pattern recognition. Let's talk about what's really happening in your brain when you can't shut it off. Neuroscience has discovered something fascinating. Sleep-deprived brains don't just malfunction. They shift into alternative processing modes. Connections that normally stay separated start firing together. You're not breaking down. You're breaking through into hybrid consciousness. Leonardo da Vinci practiced polyphasic sleep, taking multiple short naps instead of one long rest. The result? He could paint masterpieces, engineer flying machines, and dissect human anatomy, all while his contemporaries were locked into medieval thinking. His fragmented sleep created fragmented thinking, which ironically made him see holes nobody else could perceive. Power Law 3 commands, conceal your intentions. And nothing conceals intentions better than operating when others assume you're vulnerable. They think you're tired, weakened, compromised. Meanwhile, your sleepless mind has been running simulations for hours. You enter the room, having already played out 17 scenarios. They're still waking up. There's a classified military study from the Cold War era about sleep deprivation. The initial goal was interrogation, but researchers stumbled onto something unexpected. Subjects pushed past a certain threshold, started demonstrating enhanced problem solving for specific types of puzzles. Not all types, but particular ones requiring non-linear thinking. The military buried most of those findings. Ask yourself why. Your insomnia might be your brain refusing to power down because it's detected threats or opportunities your conscious mind hasn't acknowledged yet. It's running background scans while you lie there, frustrated. Ancient survival mechanism dressed up as modern disorder. Your ancestors who stayed alert, they're why you're here. The ones who slept deep. Evolutionary dead ends. Here's your next practical action. For 1 full week, keep a notebook by your bed. Every sleepless episode, write down 3 problems you're currently facing. Don't try to solve them, just articulate them clearly. By day 7, patterns will emerge that your rested mind completely missed. You'll start seeing your insomnia as an analysis tool, not punishment. Type decoder in the comments if this is starting to click for you. Share with me. Have you ever solved something major specifically because you couldn't sleep? Hit that like if you're realizing your mind might be working for you, not against you. Subscribe because the next part reveals how to weaponize this completely. Here's where it gets really dark. We're living in the first era of human history where threats never sleep. Markets operate 24/7, information floods in from every time zone. Social dynamics shift while you're unconscious. And some people's brains have apparently decided, we're not going offline anymore. Salvador Dali had a technique he called slumber with the key. He'd hold a key over a metal plate, doze off, and the moment he fell into deep sleep, the key would drop and wake him. He wanted that liminal state between wake and sleep, where surrealist visions appeared. He wasn't fighting insomnia, he was farming it for creative fuel. Power Law 33 teaches, discover each person's thumbscrew. Your own thumbscrew might be your inability to rest. But what if you flip that? What if your restlessness becomes your insight into others' weaknesses? While they sleep, predictably, you're awake cataloging patterns, studying behaviors, understanding what makes people tick. Insomnia becomes intelligence gathering operation. There's a tech industry secret that rarely gets discussed publicly. Some of the most successful startup founders admit to extended periods of barely sleeping during crucial phases. Not because they had to, but because something in them refused to disconnect. They describe it as being possessed by the vision. Medical professionals call it mania. Billionaires call it Monday. Consider this disturbing possibility. What if quality sleep becomes a luxury only those outside the power game can afford? What if the future belongs to people whose nervous systems have adapted to perpetual alertness? It sounds dystopian, but look around. The most connected, most influential people are the ones who never truly log off. Your practical action here is counterintuitive. Stop trying to fix your sleep. Instead, audit what you're actually doing during sleepless hours. Are you doom scrolling? That's wasted ammunition. Are you worrying in circles? That's friendly fire. Are you studying, strategizing, creating? That's warfare. Redirect the energy, don't suppress it. Comment. Relentless. If you're grasping the framework here, answer this. If you could guarantee staying alert and focused on 4 hours of sleep, would you take that deal? Drop a like. If this content is hitting different than anything else you've watched, subscribe, because the final piece is the most controversial. We've arrived at the endgame. Everything we've covered points to one unavoidable conclusion. Your insomnia is inconvenient precisely because it's incompatible with the system you're supposed to fit into. 9-to-5 jobs need well-rested, predictable employees. Consumer culture needs tired people who'll buy quick dopamine fixes. The machine needs you sedated and scheduled. Nikola Tesla claimed he slept only 2 hours per night. Whether literally true or not, the man revolutionized how electricity works. While everyone else was unconscious, his competitors slept soundly. He changed civilization. There's a reason we remember his name and not theirs. The night belonged to him. Power Law 25 demands, recreate yourself. Every sleepless night is forced recreation. Your brain is being rebuilt in real time. The question isn't whether you'll change. It's whether you'll direct that change or let it happen randomly. Insomnia handed you the clay. What you sculpture is your choice. Here's the final conspiracy. Governments and corporations spend billions researching productivity, focus, human optimization. They know exactly what sleep deprivation can do. Some of that research enhances performance. Some breaks people. The difference isn't the sleeplessness itself. It's whether you're the subject or the scientist in your own experiment. In 10 years, we'll look back at this era and see it clearly. This was when humanity split into two groups. Those who insisted on returning to ancestral sleep patterns, and those who evolved past them. Neither is wrong, but they'll live completely different types of lives. Your insomnia is asking which group you belong to. Final practical action. Design your ideal sleepless night. Not to invite insomnia, but to be ready when it comes. Have projects that excite you, problems that challenge you, work that matters. Transform your bedroom from prison cell of failed sleep attempts into command center of nocturnal operations. Own it completely. Drop sovereign in the comments. If you're walking away from this transformed, tell everyone, what's the first thing you'll do differently next time sleep won't come? Slam that like button if this video just changed the game for you. Subscribe to this channel for more dark truths about power and human potential. And share this with someone fighting their own battles. At 3 a.m., they need to hear this. Disclaimer: this content is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Chronic insomnia can indicate serious medical conditions. Always consult qualified healthcare professionals for proper evaluation. Historical references are based on documented accounts, but should not replace professional medical guidance.